Welcome to the Gateless Gate, Koan 17. This one is the teacher's three calls. And this koan is a really good reflection on some of the stuff we've already learned about needless contention and filling out meaningless cycles of karma and how to avoid that. So it's actually a test of a student. There's a student here who's going to be tested to see if he can avoid that. And this is how it goes. So there's a master teacher named Kokushi, and he calls his student Ocean 3 times. Each time, Ocean says yes. And at the end, Kokushi says, I thought I was the one that was testing you, but you were in fact the one who was testing me. And this can look a little confusing at first because it's like, I don't get it. He said yes 3 times, he was called 3 times. What happened? Well, this is what was going on. Kokushi was actually giving him a Zen challenge to see if he would fall meaningly into karmic cycles or not. And so here's basically the translation of what he was actually saying. Kokushi would say, Ocean, I hereby call you to the path of enlightenment. Ocean would say yes. And Ocean meant, I hereby demonstrate implicitly that I am already there. Because remember, Tokyo-sen's bull, enlightenment can't be given or taken, it's already there or it's not. So Ocean tested him again and said, I hereby call you to the path of enlightenment. And Ocean said yes, meaning, I hereby implicitly demonstrate that I am already there. And the 3rd time, Ocean, I hereby call you to the path of enlightenment. And Ocean responded, I hereby implicitly demonstrate that I am already there. At that point, Kokushi pointed out, he said, I was going to see if you were caught in the karmic cycles by seeing if you would respond to me and try and prove that you were in the path of enlightenment. But instead, I was caught repeatedly trying to test you, which means I'm caught in the karmic cycles. And that's what he means by I was testing you, but in reality, you were testing me. So it's kind of beautiful in that matter, because look at the humility of Ocean to consistently and constantly implicitly show where he stands. And you know, I definitely, if you check out some of my pages or my work in other sites, I get caught sometimes in these endless confusing arguments and cycles. And Mumon makes this really great comparison. He says basically when you do that, it's like attaching the prison conga to your head and then cutting off the way of your escape. And the conga, that was that big, it's almost like stalks actually, but for the eastern side. It would actually be a big square, and you couldn't feed yourself because you could not like reach around the giant square that would be blocking your head, and they just put it around your head. Basically, you just have to beg on the streets and hopefully someone would feed you. It was a form of punishment. And so Mumon says, when we get caught up in trying to prove ourselves or our points, it's like we attached that conga and then we sealed off the way of escape, and we can't escape. But walking through Zen, walking through enlightenment, is this delicate process where you show where you are and what you stand for, while at the same time not pushing or forcing or trapping yourself into the endless worldly arguments and confusion. And it's difficult. It's very difficult. It's very hard. But that's the challenge of Zen. It's something that's very much beyond what our normal confusion is. It's something higher. And so it's like, Zen is like walking up a mountain, constantly on sword point. And we're extremely careful about where we put our feet because we care. We care about ourselves, and we care about ourselves at a deep level. And that deep level is understanding that there's more important things than the confusion of the argument. Reach down and implicitly find the place where you're at peace, and then come from there. And so that's the lesson of the teacher's 3 calls. And I hope you join me on the next episode of the Gateless Gate.